Hi everyone, I'm Sid again, and in this edition of Ask 91, I would be responding to a question from Sohail Qadri on one of my YouTube videos where he asked me to compare the Xiaomi Mi 5 and the Asus Zenfone 3. So I have been using the Asus Zenfone 3 for a week now for my review, and the Xiaomi Mi 5 I have bought as a secondary device for myself. So let me tell you which phone is the right one for you. Now, Xiaomi Mi 5 was introduced at a price tag of 25,000 rupees earlier this year. And Asus Zenfone 3 is a relatively new device. It has been launched a few weeks back only, with a price tag of 22,000 rupees. But Xiaomi Mi 5 has received some major price drops, and the price is now comparable. You can easily get a Xiaomi Mi 5 from Flipkart or Amazon at 23,000 rupees, and even less if you have some discounts going on. So the question is, which one is a better buy? And one more thing that I would like to tell you guys about is that these phones offer a breath of fresh air. In the day and age where 5.5 inches have become the standard sizes for the smartphone screens, these phones offer you compact 5.15 and 5.2 inch screen sizes, which makes them special in my opinion. So now let me start the comparison. Let's start with the designing first. Both the phones have similar designs. Both of them have dual glass panels, both on front and back. So it's an all glass body. However, Xiaomi Mi 5 uses a Gorilla Glass 4 version, whereas Asus Zenfone 3 uses Gorilla Glass 3, which might affect the durability depending on the kind of usage you have with your phone. However, when it comes to display, they are inseparable. Both the phones are gorgeous, both the phones work very well in sunlight, both the phones have bright and vivid displays with rich contrast and vivid colors. Coming to performance now, Asus Zenfone 3 has a Snapdragon 625 processor. In fact, it is one of the first phones to have this processor. However, Xiaomi Mi 5 has a Snapdragon 820 processor, and it is a flagship-like processor. It is the same kind of CPU you would find inside a OnePlus 3, a Samsung Galaxy S7, or a Samsung Galaxy Note 7 internationally. So it is a very powerful processor. The RAMs, on the other hand, are equal. Both of them have 3 GB of RAM. And processing also depends on the kind of things you do with it. If you are a regular user, if you're not a reckless gamer, then you won't find the difference between a 625 processor or an 820 processor. However, in terms of benchmarks, there is a very big difference. Coming now to the software, Asus Zenfone has Zen UI, a top Android marshmallow, which is very bloated. It is a bit buggy. You can check out my review for more information on that. And it's very over animated, and it gives you an illusion of slowness. Plus, with the amount of pre-installed applications that come on that phone, it is very tiresome, to pick which apps to choose and which apps not to choose. On the other hand, Xiaomi Mi 5 comes with a MIUI, and it is also upgradable to the latest MIUI 8. And MIUI is one of the best Android skins that there are in the market right now. It is very productive, it's very themable, it's very customizable, and it's very fast and fluid. So in terms of software, the round goes to Xiaomi, for sure. Coming to cameras, they're equally placed. Both the phones have good cameras at the back. However, Asus has more modes, more kinds of functions with their cameras. For example, the Zenfone 3 comes with a super resolution mode, which clicks 4 different images of the same object and then stitches them together and gives you a hyper resolution shot. So if the camera is 16 megapixels, you'll get a shot that is 16 times 4 megapixels, which is 64 megapixels. But gimmicks aside, I find Mi 5's camera to be a bit better and a bit more reliable because the colors are not artificially boosted there. I would be attaching some samples on your screen right now for you to judge them better. For selfie lovers, I'll say the same thing. Zenfone has better modes. Zenfone has a better beauty mode. It has some gimmicks like front screen flash and all that stuff. However, the colors are artificial. The colors seem fake. Mi 5 on the other hand gives you authentic natural colors. However, I'll call it a draw here because camera is something very subjective. I've shown you the samples, but it is for you to judge which camera you should choose, which camera you should not choose. Let me now tell you about the battery life though. Mi 5 has a bigger battery life. It has a 3000 mAh cell, and Asus Zenfone has a 2650 mAh of cell. However, in terms of battery life, Snapdragon 625 is way more power efficient. Asus Zenfone has got great battery life, while Mi 5 only gives you good battery life. I hope you know the distinction. Mi 5 lasts you throughout a day. Mi 5 can easily last you throughout a day, whereas Asus Zenfone 3 goes a step further. It may last you 1.5 days at a single charge. However, Mi 5 has fast charging, which Asus Zenfone does not have, and personally, that's a bummer for me. But one more thing I would like to talk about are additional features. Mi 5 has got features like the NFC, it has got the features like the IR blaster, and these are features I would expect on a phone when I'm paying that much money. On the other hand, Asus Zenfone 3 has a memory card slot, which the Mi 5 does not have. Having said all that, the bigger question is, which phone is a better buy? And I'm afraid the answer is not that simple, because each of these phones has certain features that the other phone does not have. Let me give you a quick feature comparison and I'll ask you which is better for you, and maybe at the end of the video, you'll have a pick. Question 1. What do you want? Better battery life or fast charging? For me, the answer would be fast charging, because I think battery life can be managed if it takes less time to charge. Question 2. Is IR blaster important to you or not? Well, for me, it is a good feature to have, but not a necessary feature to have. Question 3. Is NFC important to you? Again, not a killer feature to have. Is micro SD card slot important to you? This one has it, this one does not. However, if at end it boils down to performance and processing, Xiaomi Mi 5 gives you flagship-like performance at the price tag of a mid-ranger. Zenfone 3 on the other hand gives you a mid-range processor at the price tag of a mid-ranger. So, if you want the same kind of processor that is found on Samsung Galaxy S7, then by all means Mi 5 is the choice for you. If on the other hand you do not care about processing, you do not use your phone that much for gaming, or you do not use those many productive apps, say Adobe Photoshop, it really does not matter what kind of processor there is. At the end, all I can say is that whatever phone you choose would be a great phone. And I've told you the pros and cons of both. Depending on what suits you, what your usage is, pick your phone wisely. And once you're done with the decision, you can come to 91mobiles.com, search for these phones and get the best price available in the Indian market on them. Meanwhile, if you haven't already, do hit the subscribe button to stay posted with our latest videos. Also, now I'm on Twitter, you can follow me as Siddhoholic and we can chat over there as well. But right here, you must post in some comments if you're confused between these two devices or some other devices. I'll help you out here. Also give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. My name is Sid. Ciao.